Sorry for the disturbance. Okay. So yesterday, where did we stop? Can anyone say where did we stop yesterday's class? Anyone?
Character sets.
Okay.
Tokens.
So only Manish is able to answer. How about others? Is it Manish only, right?
Ma'am, Rupak.
Rupak. Okay. Okay. So let us just brief about first program, because programming is very important. Once if you become perfect in one program, other programs definitely you can do it. So first program. So what this says, this is very simple program. It is just to display hello world in the output screen. So first we start with public class. Public is access specifier. Class, it represents that it is a Java class. And my first Java program, it is a file name as well as class name should be always same in Java. So that you have to remember. So my first my first Java program is a class name, as well as it should be same your file name. Okay. So then opening and closing brackets should be there. So any number of opening brackets is there, so many closing brackets. Definitely you'll be knowing that because you have done so many programs. Okay. Other languages you have learned. Okay. Public static void main string and arguments. Public again access specifier. Static not required to allocate any memory, because it's there in a memory. And void, it is not returning anything. And main, it is a starting where the execution starts. And if you want to pass any arguments, so then we use a string arguments at a command line. So then system.out.println, system is a class, output is an object, println is a method, where println you're calling and asking to print hello world. So that's about this simplest program in the Java. So how does this program works? First, this program, whatever we have typed, that will be converted to a bytecode. But who will be doing that bytecode conversion? Compiler will be doing this, converting it to a bytecode. Later, so what is the procedure? First, class file, load the class loaders. It will be converted to the bytecode. Then interpreter will convert that to a runtime thing. Then the hardware. Please, you people join fast. So I cannot keep admitting you people. I want everyone please to join at 8:30. Yes, or else we have to keep admitting you people, because it is not your official mail IDs what you have, we are logging in. It is your personal mail IDs, right? So then every time we have to keep admitting you people. That's the reason please join at 8:30. That's why I was waiting for 8:35. Till 8:35 at least you people will join. Okay. This is what we do. Then what are the commands we use for compiling and running Java? So Java C, my first program .java extension for Java is a extension should be .java. So this first line, it is used for compiling your first program. In case if you have any error, it will show you here once you execute this command, that is Java C. C stands for compiling. Java C, which program you want to compile, that program name, then extension. So this is your compiling. Then running the program, we should use a Java, my first Java program. So then we have seen what are the uh, keywords which we have used. So your class keyword is used to declare a class in the Java. So what is class? Class is a keyword. It is used to declare a class in the Java. Then what is public? Public is it's also a keyword, but it is an access specifier or access modifier, which represents visibility. How much it should be visible, whether it should be visible to everyone, whether it should be visible only for someone, some people. So that's what access specifiers, that is public, private, and protected, which you would have seen in the C++. Same properties, same features holds here also. Then static. Static is also a keyword. If we declare any method as a static, it is known as a static method. So the core advantage of the static method is that there is no need to create an object to invoke the static method. The JVM, the main method is executed by JVM, so it does not require to create any object to invoke. Navya, please, tomorrow you please join at 8:30. I cannot keep admitting you people. Still, how many people are pending who have to come? 57. 2 more people. Okay. So it does not require to create an object to invoke the main method. So it saves the memory. So what is void? The void is a return type of a method. It means it does not return any value. So main, it is represents the starting point of the program, and even it is a starting point for the execution also. So then string argument is used for command line arguments. Then system.out.println is used to print statement. Here system is a class, out is the object of a print stream class, println is a method of print stream class. We will learn about the internal working of the system later. So then the basics of Java, this Java is a case sensitive. So I told you case sensitive means if capital letter as well as small letters, it will be two different things. So the Java compiler JVM or JDK will be assuming them as a two different words. So then class name, for all class names, the first letter should be in the uppercase. If several words are used to form a name of a class, then each inner word, first letter, should be a upperclass. Method names, all method names should start with a lowercase letter. If several words are used to form the names of the method, then each inner word's first letter should be uppercase. Then how the program file name? The name of the program file should exactly match the class name. So then next we move on character set. So in the English we have all alphabets. So in the same way here also, in any programming language, what are the characters we are allowing, which we are not allowing. So that is what is called as a character set. The set of characters allowed in Java constitutes its character set. All the constitutes of Java program, such as constant. So we use a constant, we use variable, we use expression, and statements are written only by using a characters in the following character set. That is numeral 0 to 9. Alphabets, you can use lowercase or uppercase. Then special characters, so you can use all these special characters, plus, minus, star, division, percent, equal to, greater than, less than, parenthesis, dot, backslash, semicolon, comma, apostrophes, colon, question mark, hash, dollar, negation, exclamatory mark, and then tilt symbol, square bracket, and a flower bracket. So all these are the special characters which we can use in the Java programming. So Java uses a Unicode uniform 16-bit coding scheme called Unicode to represent characters internally. The Unicode is used in the Java. Next, we move on to keywords. So, what do we mean by keywords? Keywords, smallest individual entities in a Java program, are known as tokens. 5 important types of tokens are listed below: reserved words, identifier, literals, operators, separators. Around 60 words have been reserved as the keywords in Java. They have predefined specific meanings. They should be written in a lowercase letter. Here are some valid keywords: break, continue, switch, private, and while. So that's what here you can see keywords. What are the keywords we have? The smallest individual entities in the Java program are known as tokens. So what are the 5 important tokens we have? We'll see them one by one, but listing them: reserved words, keywords is the first one, identifier, literals, operators, and separators. So some of them: break, continue, switch, private, and while. So first one, what is identifier, and what are the rules for identifier? The names that the programmer assigns for the class, method, variable, object, package, and interface in a Java program are known as identifier. So how should be the identifier? They should follow the following rules. They shall contain digits, alphabets, underscore, and dollar sign characters. No white space are allowed. A keyword should not be used as identifier. The first character should not be a digit. There shall be any number of characters. Next, we move on, which are valid and which are invalid identifiers. Some valid identifiers are, so rectangle, perimeter, dollar, count, R2, shape 2D, TV underscore channel. So these are the valid identifiers. So then let us list some of the invalid identifiers. That is rect, space, angle. So this cannot be allowed. There should not be any space between a complete word. Here you can see after rect there is a space. So this is not allowed. So in the same way, second one, first should not start with letters. Today, no. So first should be always a letter, not a number. So then TV channel, and is not allowed here. So and we cannot accept here. So then good, again space, morning, no, we cannot. Then well, at, come, no. You cannot combine uh, special things there. So that's what, either you can use it at the end, not in between. So these are the valid and invalid identifiers. So next we move on to a literals. What do we mean by literals? A sequence of valid characters that represents a constant value is called as a literal. Literals are also known as constants. 5 major types of literals available in Java are integer, floating point, character, and string. So the second short program we just see before second short program. So we'll just see what is variable. Variable, what do we mean by variable? Variable is a named memory location which may be assigned a value in the program. So the variable can be declared in the Java program. How do we declare a variable? We say what is a type. So whether it is an integer, float, character, string, so whatever it is, and variable name. Here type is a built-in or user-defined data type. So data type, whatever data type you want, we can give. So that variable name is any valid name given to the variable. So next, what is the second program? So here in this program, what we are doing, we are just displaying values. So class program name, here we have given it as a program 2. Some you can give anything. So here we have given it as a program 2. Then public static void main, this is compulsory line for all the Java programs. Then string arguments, this should be same like that only. Public static void main string And again, I told Java is case sensitive. Here, string S is a capital letter. Then arguments. So then here we are declaring two variables, that is n is an integer data type, and what is the value we are assigning for n? We are assigning a value 25. So then we are just printing that n. So whenever you want a print statement in Java, you have to use a complete line, system.out.println. Again, S should be capital letter. S is always a capital letter. System, in that system, S is a capital. System.out.println. So the value of n is plus n. So then we are multiplying whatever n is. N value we have taken it as a 25. So 25 into 3. What is the value of 25 into 3? Can anyone?
75.
Yes, 75. So we are just multiplying 25 into 3 and we are getting it as a 75, and that again we are displaying. So this is a program just to display two values. One is integer, both are integers, and add multiplying a constant with a variable. So constant 25 is a constant, and 3 is also a constant, but multiplying both and displaying. First, we are displaying what is the first n value, then multiply that and display. This is also here, but what we have done earlier from first program, we have just used one line println, whereas here we have used variables. So two variables we have used, one variable we have used, and the same variable is repeated. Okay, next we move on to a two control statement. First one is if statement. We see this in depth in the next chapters. So here we are just having a look about a brief thing. What is two control statement? So if statement. So what is a if statement? Why should we use a if statement? In which situations do we use a if statement? Can anyone say why?
Conditionally, any condition.
Yes, whenever we want any condition to be used in our programming, then we can use a if statement. So what is this if statement? It is a block of code to be executed. If this condition is true, execute this. If condition is false, execute some other things. Something like that we can do. Whereas in this case, this is only for a true case we have displayed to be executed based on the value of the condition. So whatever the condition is there in that if statement, if it is true, then do these things. So that's why syntax if statement is used. The syntax for that is if condition, open bracket, close bracket, and whatever statements you want within that brackets you can give. Here the condition has to be a Boolean statement. So Boolean statement means what? What do you understand by Boolean statement?
Either true or false, ma'am.
True or
Yes.
false?
Yes, true, correct. What you have told is correct. So in condition, Boolean statement, in Boolean means what? Either true or false. So the condition, whatever you are giving, it should be in a form, either it should give us a true condition or a false condition. So unlike in C, C++, where it should be integer type. If the condition is true, the statement block will be executed, otherwise not. Okay, a small program for the if statement. So in the if statement, so class if sample, so the public static void main string, I told you for all Java program, this should be there. First 3 lines it will be same, but only the class name will be changing. So class also should be same. Class keyword however we have to use for all the programming. Class if sample. So if sample, that is a class name, you can keep changing based on your requirement. So then open bracket, then public static void main string argument. This is also compulsory line for all Java program. Then open a bracket. So rest of things, how many brackets you open, so many brackets definitely you have to close. So here in this program also we have used 2 open brackets. So then 2 closing brackets should be there. So that the variable is what we are declaring. We are declaring it as a x and y. So how are these x and y? We are saying the x and y are integer data type. So we'll see them. What is integer? What is the size of integer? We'll see in the next couple of classes. So then x is equal to 10. What we are doing along with initializing and declaring the variables as integer, we also initialize or assign some values to the variables. So x and y are two integers. So then x we are assigning a 10 value and y we are assigning a 20. Then because we have two, we are learning if statement. So if x is less than y, so x value is what? 10. Whether 10 is less than 20, true. So then if it is true, then system dot out dot println s is less than y. Okay, after that line is printed, it will come to next line. So x equals to x into 2. So now what is the x value we have? 10. 10 into 2 is how much?
20.
So 20. Whether 20, next line, if 20 is equal to 20, true,
True.
right? Yeah, true. If it is true, then the next that line should be printed. So the system dot out dot ln print ln x now equal to y. So now the x value we have multiplied by 2. So x and x value as well as y value is becoming 20, 20. So then it is displaying. So then it is displaying that line println. Okay. Now again move on to the next line. X equals to x into 20. Now what is the value of x? Can anyone say what is the value of x now?
20, ma'am.
Yes.
20 to the 40 around.
Yes, correct. So because we should again remember, initially we have 10. So now because we have already multiplied x value with 20, so what is the current value? Current value is 20 for the x value. So now 20 into 2, it will give us a 40. So that you have to remember. Initially though x value is 10, but in between we are changing the value or multiplying x 10 to 20. So the now x value is 20. So now 20 into again multiply with 2 is 40. So now whether x value 40 is greater than y?
True, ma'am.
40 is greater than y. Is it true or false?
True, ma'am.
Yeah, true. So because it is a true, it will display that system dot out dot println x now is greater than y. Okay. So now come back. Next line, if x, so what is x value? 40. Whether 40 is equal to y, what is the y value? 20. 40 is equal to 20?
False.
False. So then that will not be displayed. So it will come out. So this is how the execution of this program and the logic. What is the logic here? Just initially, we are just using a less than, equal to, greater than, and finally one more equal to exit. So that's how here these if statements we are using. So why do we require the if statement? Whenever we have a condition. So you can see how many conditions we have used. We have used 4 conditions. First condition, less than. We are just comparing two variables, x is less than y. So then in the next statement, we are comparing whether x is equal to y. And in the third statement, we are checking whether x is greater than y. And in the last one, to just come out of this thing, so we are again comparing whether x is equal to y. So that's how here the output of this is, it will print all first 3 println statement, that is x is less than y, x now equal to y, x now greater than y. So that's how here the if statement of simple program in Java. Okay. So we told 2 control statements. One was if statement. Next one, we move on to the for. So know about for. What is a for? What is a for? Why do we require this?
To continue the iterations. Continue the
Yes.
statements iterations.
Yes. In if statement, what we are doing is we can execute only one time. So suppose if x is less than y, so it will execute only one time. If I want to repeat that for 5 times, I want to repeat any number of times. So then we are using a for loop. So for it is a loop, means I want to repeat some set of statements number of times, any number of times based on my wish. So for statement, what is a for? Whenever a set of statements have to be executed multiple times. That's what. My statement, I want to execute how many times? Some number of times. We will use for statement. That is the syntax for the for. I think you'll be knowing we have to start with for. First one, initialization. We are assigning some initial value, then condition, what condition we are giving, then update, incrementing. So then whatever statements we want to execute, that will be in that statement block. So that's what here. Here initialization contains a declaration and or initialization of one or more variables. That happens only once. Then condition must be some Boolean expression. So again here condition also same way how we have told true and false. Same way here also in the condition it should be true and false. That will be checked immediately after initializing and each time when there is any updation of variables. Updation contains increment or decrement of variables that will be executed in the executing statement. We'll just see one small example for statement. Same way here, the program, all Java programs will start with class and class name. Then I told you that public static void main string arguments, it should be there for all the Java programs because main is the one where the starting of the program, execution of the program starts from main. Okay, so then we are taking one variable x and we are declaring it as an integer data type. So then that way again we are using a for. So x is equals to 0. So whenever x value is 0 till x becomes less than 5, keep incrementing x equal to x plus 1. So first time 0, second time 1 because x plus 1, 0 plus 1, 1. So next time 1 plus 1, 2. Next time 2 plus 1, 3. Then next time 4 plus 1, 3 plus 1, 4. So like this, how many times? Less than 5. So that system.out.println will be executed. How many times? 5 times it is executed. That is a working of for loop. Okay, next we move on using block of quotes. So what is this block of quotes? We'll just see. Java allows 2 or more statements to be grouped into a block of code. So here you can see. So how many lines we have used here in this block? Int is one line, for is another line, system is another line. How many lines we have used? 3. So in this case also we have used so many. So then that is called as a block. I also called as a code block. This is done by enclosing the statements between opening and closing curling braces. Who is that? Who is joined just now? See, who is that? Diksha. Diksha, please you can join. You have joined very soon. You can join later. Huh? Okay. This is done by. So that's the thing. You can see even you people are facing the problem because interruptions are there because of your classmates. This is done by enclosing the statements between opening and closing curly braces. Once a block of code has been created, it becomes a logical unit that can be used any place that a single statement can. So to say a block of statement, you can see here what is a block. The opening bracket is a block and closing bracket is the ending of the block. So within that block, how many lines? Any number of lines we use. So then that is what is called as a block. So for example, block can be target for Java if and for statements. You can use either in if statements or in the for statement. Here this example is for a if statement. If x is less than y, so x equals to y, y equals to 0. Some statements we have given within that. So then that is what is called as a block. What is this is called? This one, whatever we have, this is what is called as a block. Okay, so then lexical issues. Java programs are a collection of white spaces, identifiers, literals, comments, operators, separators, and keywords. We will discuss the significance of these one by one. So what is white space? In Java, white space is a space or a tab or a new line. Usually, a space is used to separate tokens. tab and a new line are used for indication. So you would have seen hello world. So in the hello world, I want a space after hello. There should be one space. After that, world should be displayed. So then in that case, what we use? We can use a white space. So next one is identifier. So identifiers are used for a class name. So to identify you, you have your names. Along with that, the university has given you a USN number. Why? In university, there will be so many same names repeated. So to make differences and to identify, you can see your USN number 1BY. So sir explained you what is the meaning of your USN. So 1BY. So year, what is the year you have joined, and for which branch, what is your number? 1 stands for Bangalore region. So BY stands for our BMSIT code, college code. So then 1BY. So it may be 20, 21, 19. It depends when you have joined. So joining entry level of your for that course. So then MC. So this is for MCA. So then your roll number 0, 1, 2, like this, it keeps going. So like that, same way here in Java also we use a identifier to identify either a class name or a method name or a variable name. An identifier may be a sequence of uppercase and the lowercase letters, numbers or underscore and $sign character. They must not begin with a number, as we know that Java is a case sensitive. So AVJ, capital A and small a are two different identifiers for a Java. So valid identifier and invalid identifiers. So average, sum 1, $x, sum, underscore square, etc. So you can follow that. But so invalid, you cannot start with a number. So 2, you cannot start with 2 sum. No, it is not allowed. Then sum square, no, it is not accepted. Then x backslash y, no, it is not accepted. So that's how here the identifiers, you should be very careful enough for how, what is the formats, what is allowed, what is valid identifier, what is invalid identifier. That rules I have just explained before a couple of days. Okay, next we move on to the literals. So the constant value in Java is created by using a literal, a representation of it. For example, 25. So 25 Akruti, you're joining now and disturbing the class. Okay. Where we were with literals. A constant value in Java is created by using a literal representation of it. For example, 25. It is a integer literal. 4.5. It is a floating point value. Then what is P? It is a character constant. Hello world, it is a string value. So like this, we can give a constant values in Java created by using the literals. So then comment. So if you want to comment anything, so for single line, we have to use a double slash. There are 3 types of comments defined by Java. 2 of these are well known, like a single line comment, we have to start with a double slash. Multiple, if you want to, for one paragraph, complete paragraph you want to comment, then you should start with slash star and end with slash star. So this is a multiple commenting. And the third one, third type of comment, that is documentation comment, is used to produce an HTML file, the document in your program. So that you want to say it is a document, then you should start beginning with slash and 2 stars and end with star slash. This is for documentation comment. So there are 3 types in Java. One is single line, multiple line, which you have seen in other languages also. But here we are using one more thing, that is a documentation comment. So documentation comment slash a double star, end with a single star and slash. So then we have one more thing, that is a separator. I want to separate some things. So in Java, there are few characters that are used as a separators. The most commonly used separator in Java is a semicolon. So I want to separate between two statements, x comma y. So something like that. So if you, in the same way, if you want to separate things, then you can use a semicolon, which is used to terminate the statement. So to separate a few characters, the most commonly used separator, that is semicolon, which states that it is an end. The separators, so you can see what are the different separators we have. We use a parenthesis. So that is a small bracket, that we call it as a parenthesis, used to provide parameter list in method definition to call methods, also used to define a precedence in expression, containing expression in control statement, and surrounding cast type. So that's what a parenthesis will be doing. Next one is a flower bracket, that we call it as a braces, used to initialize arrays to define a block of code for a class, method, and a local scope. So that's about braces. Then square brackets used to declare array type to define an array values. So then semicolon terminate the statement. So then comma separates a consecutive identifier in a variable declaration, also used to chain statement together inside a for loop. So then the period used to separate package names from subpackage and classes, also used to separate variables or a method with a reference variable. Darshan, you're joining now? Darshan, it's left with 10 minutes, and you're joining now. Okay, so next we move on to a keywords. So there are 50 keywords currently defined in Java program, as we'll see in the next slide. The keywords, why do we use? Combined with the syntax for the operator and separator from the foundation of the Java language. These keywords cannot be used as a name of the variable, class, or a method. So if you say it is a keyword, that keyword cannot be used for names of the variables, class, or methods. So you can see what are the keywords, some of them. So abstract, you cannot use your for a class name or variables. Assert, boolean, break, byte, case, catch, character, class, constant, continue, default, go to, do, double, else, enumerator, extent, final, finally, float, for, if, implements, instance of, int, interface, long, native, new, package, private, protected, public, return, short, static, strict, FP, super, switch, synchronized, this, throw, throws, transit, try, avoid, while. So these are some of the keywords where you, all these, whatever I have read out, you cannot use them for a class name or a variable. So these are the reserved words or keywords. Okay, next we move on to a Java class library. So what do we mean by library? Library means, so we have in our college library, we generally have all the books, not only computer science books, but physics, chemistry, maths, electronics, mechanical, civil, all these books are available in the library. So in the same way, same context, your Java class library means all the built-in functions, not only built-in, all the built-in functions, whatever you have, square root, math, all these, if you want to use in your programming, those are present in a class library. So some example, the sample programs, what we have still till now discussed, in that we have used a println. So that is a method which is present in a class library, in a Java class library. That is a Java's built-in function, built-in method. So here, in case if I call it as a function, it is same as a method. So in other languages, we call it as a function, whereas in Java, we have to call it as a method. Sample programs discussed in the previous sections make use of Java built-in method, that is println and print. As mentioned, these methods are members of system class, which is a class predefined by Java that is automatically included in the program. So in the large view, the Java environment relies on several built-in classes, libraries that contain many built-in methods that provide supports for such things as input output. So in this case, we have used a println and print. So this is a output method. So in the same way, we still have input methods, we built-in input methods, which we can use them. So in the same way, length, len method. So that is used to find out the string. So I want to convert uppercase to lowercase. These are the string handling built-in functions. So in the same way, for networking also, we have a built-in functions as well as for graphics. I want to rotate my image. I want to come from the top. So some changes in the graphics. In the same way, the standard classes also provide support for windowed output. Thus, Java is a combination of a Java language itself plus its standard classes. The class libraries provide much of the functionality that comes with the Java. So next we move on. Okay, we'll complete this slide and we'll stop. Introducing data types. So what are the data types and the operators? First we start with data types, later we see about the operators. So what is a data type? So the data type, what values we are storing in a memory, and we give some name to them. So then that type is called as that is what is called as a data type. So data type is classified as a primitive and non-primitive. Primitive means what? Basic things which we use, something like Boolean. So what is Boolean? Either we say true or false, then we use a Boolean data type. So then numeric, all the numbers. So I can represent numbers as well as characters one by one, then we call it as a numeric. So then character A, B, C, some single thing, then we call it as a character. Then integer, again in integer, integral. So in integral, we have two things, integer and a floating. So integer, again in integer, we have byte, short, int, long. So the same way, floating point, we have a float and a double. So why float and a double? The double means I want to store a large value, then you can use a double. So in the same way, non-primitive data types, string, arrays. So like this, we have, these are non-primitive data types. So that's about a data type. So what is a data type? Data type, what is the value, what value I'm storing in a memory with some name. So then that is what is called as a data type. So primary data type and a primitive and non-primitive. So primitive means basic, primary. So Boolean, all single things like true, false, character, integer. So these things are called as a primitive. So Boolean, characters, Boolean, either you can say either I want this condition true or false, then we use a Boolean. So the character, single things, X, only X, Z. So then we call it as a character. How you have to use it in your programming? So the same, that's what given in the last thing, in the leaf of the tree, Boolean, B-O-L-L-E-N, you have to use like that only. Then character, C-H-A-R. So then in integer, we use a byte, short, int, long. So in the same way, in floating, float and double. So these are the ways which we use. We see how what is the values we use. So Boolean means what is a memory size and how should I use. The same way, character, how should I use. So that's what here data type, default values and default size. So Boolean, if it is it can be either true or false. So what is the size we are using for Boolean? It is 1 byte, because it will be 0 or 1. So that's the reason it is a 1 bit. So then character. So character, we use 2 byte. 2 byte means 8. 1 byte is 8 bit. 8 into 8, 16. So it will be 16 bit will be used in a character. So in the same way, byte, it is used as a 1 byte. So then short, it is 2 byte. Int, 4 byte. Long, 8 byte. Then float, it is 4 byte. And double, 8 byte. So I'll stop here. We'll continue in the next class. Answer your attendance. Anaga,
Yes, ma'am.
Abhilash,
Yes, ma'am.
Akhil,
Yes, ma'am.
Akruti,
Yes, ma'am. Akrut.
sorry, Akrut, Akash. What happened to Akash? Why is not coming? Anusha, Arvind,
Present, ma'am.
Arifullah,
Yes, ma'am.
Beneka,
Present, ma'am.
Banu Prakash,
Yes, ma'am.
Bhargav.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye.
Madam Rahmatullah present, ma'am.
Chaitra,
Present, ma'am.
Chandana,
Present, ma'am.
Charan.
Yes, ma'am.
Yesterday you were absent, Charan. Darshan,
Present, ma'am.
Diksha,
Present, ma'am.
Dakshayani,
Present, ma'am.
Kishan,
Present, ma'am.
Harshit, Hemalata,
Present, ma'am.
Tuma,
Present, ma'am.
Jayant,
Present, ma'am.
Divya,
Yes, ma'am.
Kaushik,
Present, ma'am.
Lakshmi present. Lavanya,
Present, ma'am.
Manish,
Present, ma'am.
Manoj,
Yes, ma'am.
Mohit,
Yes, ma'am.
Naval,
Yes, ma'am.
Navya, Nikhil, Panindra,
Present, ma'am.
Pavan,
Yes, ma'am.
Pooja,
Present, ma'am.
Purnima,
Present, ma'am.
Raman,
Yes, ma'am.
Rashmi.
Present, ma'am.
Yesterday you were absent, Rashmi. Lavanya, can you please go for mute? Rupak,
Yes, ma'am.
Sai Kumar,
Yes, ma'am.
Samir, Santosh, Sadab,
Yes, ma'am. Shadab.
Sharan,
Yes, ma'am.
Shashank,
Yes, ma'am.
Sheetal,
Present, ma'am.
Shivani,
Present, ma'am.
Soumya, Spurti,
Present, ma'am.
Srinivasu,
Shri Vishnu, ma'am. Present.
sorry, Sri Vishnu, Sugandhini,
Present, ma'am.
Sushma,
Present, ma'am.
Sushmita,
Present, ma'am.
Sushmita U,
Present, ma'am.
Tirtha,
Present, ma'am.
Trupti,
Present, ma'am.
Varsha,
Present, ma'am.
Veena,
Present, ma'am.
Soumeshri is present, right? Okay. Then Santosh is present. Samir, I think he has messaged. Harsh, Harshit, Akash, Anusha. Okay.
Ma'am, Anush.
Okay, present. Marked. Yes, Navya, you want to say anything? Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes. Yes.
ma'am, yesterday's class I was present. Due to network issue, I could not tell, ma'am.
Lavanya.
Yesterday afternoon class.
Marked Lavanya.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So we'll stop here and we'll continue in the next class.